before he became the serpent, before he was called Satan. He had the highest position no other angel could have. Lucifer was God's personal guardian angel, standing closer to the throne than anyone else. 9 precious stones covered his body: sardius, topaz, diamond, beryl, onyx, jasper, sapphire, emerald, and carbuncle, each one reflecting God's glory like living fire. God made him heaven's worship leader with the most beautiful voice. But being so close to God's power made him want something terrible: to receive the worship himself. Before the sun ever burned, before the first star was born, before time had a name, there was heaven. And in heaven, one angel stood closer to God than all the others combined. While millions of angels sang from distant halls, this one guarded the throne itself. His name would become the most feared in human history. His name was Lucifer, the light bearer. He wasn't just pretty. He wasn't just talented. He was the absolute best at everything. Imagine being so perfect that other angels couldn't even look directly at you. That was Lucifer. God had created thousands of angels, millions maybe. Each one had a job. Some carried messages. Others guarded holy places. But God gave Lucifer the most important job of all. He was the covering cherub, the personal bodyguard of God's throne. Nobody got closer to God than Lucifer. Nobody. Think about that for a second. What would it feel like to stand that close to pure power? To be trusted with the most important place in the universe? When Lucifer sang, and oh how he could sing, heaven itself would stop to listen. His voice wasn't just beautiful, it was alive. It could make you feel things you'd never felt before. Joy so strong it hurt. Peace so deep you could drown in it. The other angels would forget what they were doing and just listen. His body was covered with 9 precious stones that don't even exist on earth. Each one caught God's light and threw it back in colors that would make rainbows look gray. His wings, they burned with cold fire that never went out. When he walked, light followed him like a loyal dog. Perfect. That's the only word for it. 0 mistakes, 0 flaws, 0 problems. Or so everyone thought. But perfection was becoming poison. Every day, Lucifer noticed things, how the other angels bowed when he passed, how they whispered his name with awe, how even Michael, the great warrior, stepped aside when Lucifer approached. See, Lucifer had everything: beauty that could blind you, power that could break you, music that could control you. But he had to use all of it to serve someone else, to worship someone else. He was the best servant in heaven, but still a servant. Now imagine you're Lucifer. You look around and see millions of angels bowing to you, copying you, wanting to be you. You hear them whisper about how amazing you are. You know you're the favorite, the special one, the morning star. But then you look up and there's still someone above you, always above you, forever above you. What would you think? What would you feel? What would you want? One day, Lucifer looked at his reflection in heaven's crystal sea. He saw his own glory shining back, and for the first time in eternity, a thought appeared. A thought so dangerous, so impossible, that there wasn't even a word for it yet.
What if I didn't have to bow?
The brightest angel was about to become the darkest enemy. How does something perfect break when nothing is broken around it? It happened during the most important announcement in heaven's history. The day God revealed His plan for humanity. Lucifer was standing before God's throne like always, but this time God had called every single angel in heaven, millions of them, packed together, waiting. The air itself seemed to vibrate with anticipation.
I'm going to create something new,
God announced. The angels leaned in, knew. What could be better than heaven? What could be more perfect than angels?
I will create humans. I will make them in my own image.
Wait, what? In God's image? The angels looked at each other, confused. They weren't made in God's image. They were servants, messengers, warriors. But these new things, these humans, would actually look like God, think like God, create like God. But God wasn't done. The next words would crack heaven in half.
One day, my own son will become one of them. He would be born as a human baby, and through him they will rule over everything. Even angels will serve them.
The words hit Lucifer like a slap. Serve them? Serve them? These creatures that didn't even exist yet? These things made of dirt and spit? He was supposed to bow down to mud? The other angels started singing, celebrating God's plan. But Lucifer? He stood frozen. His mind was screaming, number, no, 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 no. He was the covering cherub. He was the morning star. He was perfect. Look at him, covered in jewels, wrapped in light, voice like thunder and honey mixed together. And God wanted him to babysit mud puppets? Something inside him snapped. Actually snapped. Like a perfect glass vase hitting concrete. For the first time ever, Lucifer felt something new, something hot and ugly and powerful. It started in his chest like a tiny flame. Then it grew and grew and grew until it felt like he would explode. Pride. The first pride to ever exist. The feeling rushed through him like poison in his veins. It felt good, really good, like he'd been sleeping his whole existence and just woke up. Why should he serve anyone? Why couldn't others serve him? He was beautiful enough, powerful enough, smart enough. He looked around at the celebrating angels and thought,
"You idiots, you're cheering for your own slavery."
Then came the thought that doomed him.
I could run heaven better than God.
Not I want to help, not I want to serve better, but I could be God. That's when the poison really took hold. Every second, it grew stronger. Every moment, it spread further, like ink dropped in water, swirling, spreading, staining everything it touched. Lucifer smiled at the other angels. He sang with them. He pretended to celebrate. But inside, he was already planning, already scheming, already falling. The perfect angel had become heaven's first liar. Imagine convincing a third of heaven to walk away from God Himself. Lucifer did it in just 7 words.
You deserve what God will not give.
He didn't start with the powerful angels. Too risky. He started with the forgotten ones. The angels who cleaned. The ones who stood guard at empty gates. The ones whose names nobody knew.
I see you. God doesn't even know your name, but I do.
They'd look up, shocked that the morning star was talking to them.
You deserve better. We all do.
7 words, a little attention, a little flattery, a little lie mixed with truth, like poison in honey, sweet enough to swallow, deadly enough to kill. The whispers spread like wildfire. Lucifer's strategy was flawless. He never said rebel. He just asked questions.
If God is love, why does he demand worship? If we have free will, why can't we use it? What is he hiding from us?
Soon, angels were meeting in secret.
Lucifer says we'll be gods ourselves. We'll have our own kingdoms, our own worship.
Michael noticed first. The warrior angel saw groups scatter when he approached, heard conversation stop mid-sentence, felt the tension building like a storm about to break.
Something's wrong,
he told Gabriel.
a very wrong.
They tried to warn others, but Lucifer had already poisoned the well.
Of course they're against us. They're God's favorites. They want to keep us down.
Then came the choosing. Every angel had to decide. God or Lucifer, creator or creation, truth or lies. One-third chose Lucifer. 1 out of every 3 angels looked at God, who gave them life, purpose, everything, and said,
We choose someone else.
The moment of truth came when Lucifer marched to God's throne, not to worship, to demand.
I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above God's stars. I will be the Most High.
The words shattered heaven's peace like glass breaking. War erupted instantly. And what a war!
For the king!
He cried. God's armies answered. Lucifer pulled darkness itself into a blade.
For freedom!
And the rebels charged.
One voice against forever.
Heaven shook. Angels who had sung together now tried to destroy each other. Swords of light crashed against shields of shadow. Wings that once danced now struck like hammers. The sound was terrible, like the universe itself was screaming. Lucifer fought with fury that could melt stars. Michael fought with righteousness that could shatter mountains. They met in the center, and their collision sent shockwaves through eternity. But you can't beat God, not even close. The rebels fell one by one, their light fading, their beauty twisting. And Lucifer? He ended up on his knees, defeated, his perfect face now ugly with rage.
Get out!
God's voice boomed, and they fell. One-third of heaven's angels falling into darkness. Heaven had its first war, its first losses, its first heartbreak. Defeated, but not destroyed. Cast down, but not dead. Satan hit Earth like lightning, and when he stood up, he had a new target. Eden. And the two humans who lived there.
Before the garden had shadows, a whisper arrived. Satan!
Satan had learned from his mistakes. In heaven, he'd been too obvious, too loud. This time, he would use deception like a surgeon uses a scalpel, precise, calculated, invisible, until it was too late. Adam and Eve were perfect targets. They'd never heard a lie, never seen death, never felt pain. They were like children who didn't know fire could burn. And Satan, he was about to become their teacher. He watched them for days, studying, learning their patterns. Eve liked to walk alone in the morning. Adam got distracted easily. They both loved the garden's center where two special trees grew. The tree of life they could eat from. The tree of knowledge they couldn't.
Perfect.
Satan whispered. He took the form of a serpent, not a scary snake. This was the most beautiful creature in Eden, besides the humans. It walked on legs, covered in jewels that caught the light. When it moved, it looked like a rainbow sliding through the grass. Satan waited by the forbidden tree, patient, ready. Eve came by, humming. She stopped to look at the tree like she did every day. So close, so curious, so easy.
Did God really say you can't eat from any tree?
The serpent asked. Eve jumped.
You can talk?
Of course I can talk, but answer my question. Did God really say that?
Satan's first move was brilliant. He didn't command. He questioned. He didn't push. He pulled. He made Eve defend God's command, which made her think about it differently.
No.
Eve said, relaxing.
We can eat from every tree except this one. If we eat from it, we'll die.
The serpent laughed. Not a mean laugh. A surprised laugh. Like Eve had said something silly.
Die? You won't die. Want to know a secret?
Eve leaned in. Everyone loves secrets.
God knows that when you eat this fruit, your eyes will open. You'll see what He sees, know what He knows. You'll be gods yourselves. That's why He's keeping it from you.
Eve's face changed.
Keeping it from us.
Look at it. Really look.
Satan urged. The fruit seemed to glow. It was perfect, ripe, beautiful, and suddenly Eve wasn't seeing a forbidden tree. She was seeing stolen possibilities.
God has everything.
The serpent whispered.
God has everything, all knowledge, all power. And he's keeping you here, naked and ignorant like pets. Don't you want more? Don't you deserve more?
Eve's hand moved toward the fruit, stopped, moved again.
Adam!
She called. He came running.
Serpent says.
She started. I heard, Adam said. He'd been there the whole time, listening, thinking. They looked at each other, then at the fruit, then at each other again. Together, they reached out. The fruit came off easily, too easily, like it wanted to be picked. Eve bit first, then Adam.
Paradise wasn't stolen. It was traded.
Paradise died with that first swallow. Innocence shattered like crystal. Their eyes opened to shame, fear, and death, exactly what Satan wanted. From Eden, Satan's shadow spread across time. But God had already promised his end, and that promise haunted Satan every single day.
One day, a child born from woman will crush your head.
God had said. A child, a human child would destroy him? Satan became obsessed. Every baby born made him nervous. Every woman who got pregnant became a target. He had to stop that child from coming. Satan struck first through Cain and Abel. Satan found Cain in the fields, angry that God preferred his brother's offering.
Your little brother thinks he's better than you.
Satan whispered.
His blood would make good fertilizer for your crops.
Cain's hands shook.
Kill my brother? Kill the competition.
And he did. The first murder. Abel's blood soaked into the ground, and Satan laughed. If humans kept killing each other, how would the promised child ever come? But babies kept being born. Satan expanded his strategy. He taught humans things they shouldn't know. War, dark magic, how to hurt each other in ways even he hadn't thought of. The earth became so evil that God's heart broke. He sent a flood to wash it all away, but Satan can't drown. And Noah's family survived. At Babel, Satan tried mass deception. He united all humans with one idea.
Build a tower to heaven. Show God you don't need him.
But God confused their languages and scattered them. More chances for the promised child to come. Egypt became Satan's fortress of oppression. God's chosen people The ones who would bring the promised child were slaves there. Satan whispered to Pharaoh,
The Hebrew slaves are having too many babies. They'll overthrow you. Kill every baby boy. Throw them in the Nile.
Thousands of babies died, but one floated away in a basket, Moses. And he grew up to free God's people. Satan tried everything. He used giants to scare them, kings to hunt them, their own weakness to destroy them. When King David came, the family line the promised child would come from, Satan made him commit murder, but David repented. The prophet started saying when and where the child would be born. Bethlehem, from a virgin. Satan had them killed, but their words were already written down. Then, one night, angels filled the sky over a small town, singing, celebrating. The child had been born. Satan rushed to see. There, in a feeding box for animals, was a baby. But not just any baby. When Satan looked at him, he saw something that made him shake. God's own Son, in human form. The promised crusher of his head. When Jesus grew up, Satan met him in the desert. 40 days, no food, completely alone.
Turn stones to bread.
Satan tempted.
You're hungry.
No.
Jump from the temple. Prove you're God's son.
No.
Bow to me. I'll give you the whole world without having to die for it.
No. Satan left, but he had one last plan. If he couldn't corrupt Jesus, he'd kill him. The cross would be Satan's greatest victory, or so he thought.
The sky goes dark. Hell lights up.
Satan thought he had won when Jesus died on that cross. He got really happy in hell.
The serpent toasts us.
3 days of celebrating. God's Son was dead. The promised head crusher was gone. But on the third morning, death itself died. The tomb exploded with light, not opened, exploded. The stone didn't roll away, it flew. And Jesus walked out, not limping, not weak, alive, more alive than anyone had ever been. Satan's face sunk. The music died. Every demon froze.
No.
Satan whispered.
Oh no, 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 no.
But it was worse than just Jesus being alive. When he rose, he held something in his hands. Keys. The keys of death and hell. Satan's keys. Jesus had gone into Satan's own house and robbed him. That was 2,000 years ago. And Satan has been running out of time ever since. Satan can read. He knows exactly how his story ends. It's written in the Bible, and he's read it 1,000 times. He knows he loses. He knows when. He knows how, and it makes him crazy with fear. So what does a defeated enemy do when he knows his time is short? He tries to take as many down with him as possible. Right now, today, this very second, Satan is working. Not the scary monster under your bed kind of working. He's smarter than that. He uses the same trick that worked on him, pride.
You don't need God. You're fine on your own. You deserve better.
The same poison that destroyed him, he now serves to you. The Bible tells us exactly how Satan's story ends. You'd think there would be this massive final battle. Good versus evil. Heaven versus hell. Armies clashing. Explosions. Drama. Wrong. Jesus comes back, not as a baby this time, as a king. The sky splits open like paper. Angels pour out like water from a broken dam. Every eye on earth sees him coming.
The king steps out. Death is a rumor now.
Satan gathers every demon, every fallen angel, every human who chose him. Millions of them, maybe billions. They cover the earth like locusts, the greatest army ever assembled. They have weapons we can't even imagine. They have plans within plans within plans. They march toward Jesus, ready for the fight of eternity. Jesus speaks one word, and it's over. No fight. No struggle, no close calls. Satan falls to his face, unable to move. The demons scatter like roaches when you turn on a light. The evil army dissolves like sugar in rain. Then comes judgment. An angel, not even God, just one regular angel, grabs Satan by the neck and drags him to a lake of fire. Not normal fire. Fire that burns forever, but never burns you up. Fire that hurts, but doesn't kill.
This is for you.
The angel says, and throws him in.
Chains pull like sunrise. The lake closes over the last lie. He roared for ages. Justice lights the sea. Thrown down, thrown away. War is over.
No escape, no parole, no second chances. Forever. And the earth, it becomes what it was always supposed to be. Perfect, beautiful. No more tears because there's nothing to cry about. No more death because Satan can't touch anyone anymore. Pride started it all. Pride ends it all. The morning star chose darkness. Satan's pride destroyed paradise, but there's another Eden story that changes everything. You've heard Eve came from Adam's rib, right? Wrong. A 3,000-year-old Hebrew text reveals the word tsela means side, not rib. This mistranslation has hidden the truth about women's equality for centuries. The real story proves God created man and woman as perfect equals. Click the video on your screen now to discover what really happened in Eden. This truth will blow your mind.